Hello friends, welcome to engineering tutorial. So today we are going to uh, resume our discussion on one of the subjects which we were discussed a lot earlier, which is radar systems and engineering. And I think I have posted around 5 or 6 videos related to it, basic introductory videos. So we are going to take the discussion forward uh, from the point where we left it. Okay, so far in the radar engineering subject, we have discussed basic introductory concepts related to what radar is all about, the basic block diagram, about the various basic radar configurations, and all the basic related concepts. So I would like you to please watch the complete playlist. It's only 5 or 6 videos, so please watch those videos first and then uh, watch the next series of videos. Okay, so in today's video we are going to discuss about some basic characteristic features associated with the measurements that take place with the help of radar. So before doing that, we all know that radar is basically radio detection and ranging, which uses electromagnetic waves for the location, for detecting objects at long distances, which cannot be captured or cannot be seen by the naked eye. Okay, the human vision, they exceed the capacity of human vision. So it's based on transmitting signals, electromagnetic signals, and when these signals strike the target, the echo signal which gets reflected back towards the transmitter, it is captured by the receiving antenna, it's processed, and then we get, on the basis of the echo signal, we determine various information related to the target, basically range, elevation angle, azimuthal angle. I've already discussed about all these things previously, so please watch through you know the videos. That's why I said. And the basic components or elements of a radar system, that also we have discussed: transmitter, antenna, receiver, signal processing processor, uh, the transmitter receiver switch device, which acts as a on off switch, which determines whether the radar it's acting as a transmitter or receiver. And then we have the display. So here some basic concepts related to the measurement parameters, that is range, elevation angle, and azimuthal angle, that we'll discuss. So basically, range is the distance of the target or the object from the radar system. Then azimuthal angle is the elevation, we can say, uh, the direction of the target object, where it is the angle between the north, which is measured clockwise from the observer's horizon, and then we have the elevation angle, okay, which determines how much above the ground in terms of angular measurement the target object is. So I've already discussed all these things. Now, some important things related to these measurements, that is range, elevation angle, and azimuthal angle, are the accuracy. First, the most important. Accuracy basically is a measure of how far or how close the reported target, the parameter, whether it is range, elevation angle, azimuthal angle, whatever parameter we are measuring, how far or close is to the actual parameter. Okay, so the measured value, how close it is or how far it is from the true value. So it can be for range, it can be for elevation, it can be for azimuthal angle, it can be for Doppler shift, whatever measurement parameter we are analyzing using the radar. Accuracy determines or defines how far or close the actual value is to the measured value. Okay, true value and measured value, what is the difference between it? So it is generally expressed in absolute terms. For range, it is in terms of meters. For elevation and azimuthal angles, it is in terms of degrees. And for Doppler shift, it is in terms of hertz, okay, frequency. So accuracy comes into play where there is a chance or there is occurrence of error. Okay, so error and accuracy, they go hand in hand. So the various types of errors that occur in radar measurements, basically, first is bias errors. Okay, so bias errors are basically, you know, continuous offsets, okay, from the true value or the actual value. The measured value, it deviates from the true value by a certain fixed value. It may not occur all the time, but it has that value. For example, this, let us say that this object, this target, is this much far away. The range, the actual value of the range is this, but the measured value on the display, it shows this much meters. So the difference, the fixed difference between the measured value and the true value, in this case, this is the bias error, which is fixed offset value. The difference between the measured value, the measured range in this case in terms of meters, and this is the actual range, the true range. So the difference between the two, the fixed difference, is called as the bias error. So the bias error, it happens because of miscalibration of the equipment, encoder misalignment, servo lag. So there are various other reasons, so because of which bias errors occur. Then we have noise errors. So noise errors, like with any signal processing analysis or anything which involves signals, there will be noise errors, which are the unwanted, undesirable signals interference components which affect the quality of the echo signal, and because of that, noise errors happen. Again, it is a difference between, it causes the measured parameter to either be, exceed or decrease from the actual value. Okay, so that is because of the noise error, the unwanted interference signals. Then another important parameter after accuracy, which is important while the measurement, in terms of the radar measurements, is resolution. So the measurement in radar, it mainly revolves around range, elevation angle, azimuthal angle, or we can say angular measurement and a linear measurement, the measurement of the distance and the angle. These are the two main measurements that happen in radar. Resolution is the ability of the radar system, while measuring any parameter, whether it is range, elevation angle, azimuthal angle, whatever parameter the radar is measuring, it is the ability of the radar system to separately detect the same parameters what it is measuring for multiple targets. Okay, suppose there are more than one target. How, you know, accurately it can measure the features, whether it is the range, whether it is the elevation or azimuthal angle, whatever parameter feature it is measuring, how accurately the radar system can detect the same features for multiple targets. When there is one target, it's easy, okay, but when there are more than one targets and we want the information about all of them, how accurately it can give us that information, that is given by resolution. So again, resolution, it is of two types: range resolution and angular resolution. So range resolution comes into play when there are multiple targets, okay, more than one target, which are at the same angular position. It can be in terms of azimuthal angle or elevation angle. That is, it can be at the same azimuthal angle or same elevation angle, but at different ranges. Okay, same angular position, different range. So when this kind of situation happens, the resolution is defined as range resolution. For example, see, suppose there are two target objects, two let's say planes, and or jets, whatever you call it. Suppose they are almost at the same angular position in terms of the when measured from the antenna, the radar antenna, they are almost at the same angular position, but you can see they are at different range. This one is a little bit far away from this first object, but they are almost at the same angular position. So this situation, the resolution in this situation for the radar is called as range resolution. Same thing happens in this case also, almost at the same angular position but at different range. So this gap between them, how accurately it can detect those features, that is called as range resolution. So this first one in terms of resolution is called as range resolution. Then we have angular or cross range resolution. So it is just the opposite of range resolution. In this case, both the targets, they're at the same range but at different angular position. Now they can be at different elevation angles or azimuthal angle, but they are in the same range. The range, they are at the same distance away from the radar but different angular positions. So in that case, the resolution which comes into play is called as angular or cross range resolution. This situation, both the target objects, they are at the same range from the radar, the same distance from the radar, but at different angles. Okay, they are at different angular positions. Okay, so in this case, the resolution which comes into play is called as angular or cross range resolution. Okay, so there are two types of resolution: range resolution, where there are different ranges, same angular position, and there is cross range resolution or angular resolution, where there are the same range but different angular positions. And the ability of the radar to accurately present the information in terms of range, elevation, and azimuthal angle, that is called as resolution. So after that, there is the signature. Okay, radar signature, which is unique for a particular target object. So it is basically a combination of all the data and information about the target which is extracted by the radar. So it is a combination of the cross section, radar cross section, range, elevation, azimuthal angle of the target, Doppler frequency spectrum, everything combined together, it forms the target's radar signature. So all these information which we discussed, okay, range, elevation angle, azimuthal angle, Doppler shift, whatever, all when all of these are combined, all these information about the target is combined, that is called as the radar, the target's signature, radar signature. Then we have the concept of imaging. So imaging is actually based on resolution. Okay, the two types of resolution, that is range resolution and angular resolution. So this imaging process is there are several methods by which we can obtain a detailed information profile about the target, and that is possible only when we have a high resolution range and cross range profile. That is, the information obtained about the range and angular position, it is very accurate. Only then we can form a detailed accurate imaging of the target, which is basically depending on the reflected signals from the target, the reflected echo signals from the different points of the target, we can form a image profile. Okay, like this. Suppose we have a plane passing by and the radar, it tries to detect various features on the plane. For example, starting from this position from the beginning to the end, the different features of the plane, it can be detected depending on the signals that it gets reflected by striking the different parts of the plane. Okay, and on the basis of that, it will form a image profile, and it will give us a more or less an approximate uh, you know uh, information about how the target object looks like. Okay, depending on the image profile, we can just guess what the target object is. So this comes handy when, suppose, we have an unknown object approaching towards us. So the radar, what it does, it forms the image profile. So just by looking at the image profile, we can guess that, okay, this can be a fighter plane, or it can be a missile, or whatever. So depending on that, we can guess the depending, looking at the image profile, the shape, the size of the image profile, we can guess what the target object is, whether it is a car, whether it is a bus, whether it is a plane, whether it's a whatever, whether it's a tank or whatever it is. So the image profile is based on the angular and linear uh, range information, resolution, and depending on that, the scattered signals, the reflected signals, echo signals, we form an image profile which varies in amplitude at different points. And just by looking at the image profile, we can guess what the target object is, unknown target object is. So the shape and size of the image profile gives us an approximate information about the target object, the nature of the target object. So these are some of the basic concepts related to the measurement characteristics which take place with the help of radar. Okay, so in the next series of videos, we'll be discussing a lot of other interesting things about radar. So I hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel Engineering Tutorial for more such videos related to engineering, science and technology. Have a great day. Thank you very much.